Harris is good. I liked him in Apollo 13.
All right, why are we discussing?
Because it's kind of funny.
All right, we got Bob Saget coming in, Jeffrey Ross, who came back today because he didn't get much airtime yesterday.
I hear he was a little, he left in a little bit of a tiff.
He didn't really say goodbye to anybody.
He left in a little bit of a tiff.
What was
because,
that about?
Well, we had Ken Burns in here, Oscar-winning documentary maker, and just probably one of the most well-known documentary filmmakers in the world. And when we were talking to him, unfortunately, they were booked at the same time. It was coming up on the end of the show. And Jeffrey didn't get a lot of airtime at all.
We blew off our show. And it was such interesting conversation.
Yeah.
That we just threw everything aside and just let him talk.
And I think Jeffrey got a little miffed.
I guess we'll find out next.
We will.
It's Opie and Anthony. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. 877-212-O&A. We got Guess the Sound. As they set up Jeffrey Ross, I want to get this out there.
Me eating?
Yeah?
Is that the sound?
We like Guess the Sound because we find really good ones. Really, really good ones.
Very hard to guess.
Your job today is to try to figure out what's going on with this sound, okay? Guess the sound.
I know it.
What is it?
It was me when I left here yesterday.
Yeah, Jeff. You were not happy yesterday.
I was so tired and so pissed off.
It's very rare that someone leaves without saying goodbye.
I've never seen Jeff angry. I didn't even know. I came out of the bathroom. I'm like, where'd Ross go? They're like, I left.
I didn't go to the bathroom. I just left.
No, I did.
You left without saying goodbye to anybody.
I couldn't listen to Ken Burns anymore. I
But
want to make a documentary about his dumb haircut.
Jesus.
No, really.
Well, someone did say he looked like Dorothy Hamill on meth. All right, so we'll acknowledge that. But
he keeps bragging. I spent 5 years at the National Archives getting my footage. How about 5 days in Fallujah getting my footage?
Yeah, I was going to mention your documentary, but I didn't.
I mean, he's awesome and all, but it was like, really, Anthony, how do you pan over the pictures and tell a story? Who cares?
I was talking about how he uses photographs and makes them just as effective as moving film.
Save it for the director's commentary. People are trying to go to work.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey.
I'm a genius sitting to the left of you with your back turned to me like I'm a stripper that you have no time for.
Holy Jesus!
Oh boy, somebody!
Wow, Jeffrey!
I hadn't been here in a year. I fly in 2 days early. I'm so excited to see you guys. It's just like seeing old friends.
Well,
and then it's just like
the show. You should have jumped in.
Actually,
You should have jumped in. People actually liked that segment yesterday, Jeffrey Ross.
I'm sure they did.
They really did like it. The guy knows how to tell a story.
Jeffrey had his feelings hurt.
I know, it's hilarious.
It's really hard to hurt my feelings. But I think I probably do dish it out a lot better than I take it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you can't just leave without saying goodbye.
Well, you guys seem preoccupied with getting autographs. I was tired.
Well, photographs and autographs.
What was I supposed to do? Hey, thanks for letting me watch. What kind of goodbye were you looking for exactly? I was here on business. I was here on pleasure.
It was just one of those situations that you got caught up in. That's all I can tell you.
I come at 7:30. I come at 7:30. I'm coming off a red eye, so obviously I'm like, don't even know where I am.
Yeah.
I'm so psyched to see you guys. It's been a long time. I haven't seen you since the Pat Cooper roast. Me and Jimbo just did a big show together. I was really pumped to be here. And then, it's like comedy blue balls for an hour and a half.
It was a bad timing.
So I come in early. They asked me to come in early. Of course, I'll come in
Holy
early.
crap, Bob Saget is here.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Now, that I'm cool with because he's my pal. I love Saget. And he has a normal haircut.
Oh, were you telling a story?
And by the way, I saw his Broadway show, and it's awesome.
Yeah? The drowsy chaperone.
Yeah.
You can't walk around Manhattan without seeing advertising. For,
Oh, I know. There's
He's
posters
worldwide.
everywhere.
He's worldwide. He's big time.
yeah, we like
course
Bob
he is.
Saget. But it was just one of those things, Jeffrey.
That's not good enough.
It has to be good enough.
At least give me
It
a
has
proper
to be.
introduction or something.
It has to be
I just
good
thought you
enough.
were like taking me for granted. You know, like when you're
Now,
at a
can I
party,
tell you what
and
happened?
you're having a good time at your birthday party, and then somebody famous walks in and suddenly
No.
you ignore your family and your friends.
I'll be completely-
That's what that was.
I'll be
So it was
completely
like, really?
honest.
Is this what this is?
I'll be completely honest with you. We were thinking that we were going to say no to you, not because we had a very busy show.
That would have been polite. Not wasting 2 days of my life.
But you're a friend of the show, so we're like, all right, we'll try to figure out how to make it work, and then it didn't work, obviously. And Ken Burns, likes to talk a bit, but his stories were, they were interesting.
Hey, Jeff, you've heard of a documentary? You've made a documentary? Something to work me into it.
Ant
something.
didn't even know you were in the room.
I know. He had his
And he-
back to me like he was
and
inside
he ran-
the actor's studio.
And he ran the interview. He was running the Ken Burns interview.
That was I gotta say, because I've been in the. I understand where both parties are coming from, because as a comedian I've gone to other radio shows but here it is. It really wasn't anything personal, because no one said like
I didn't
"Don't
take
talk
it
to Jeff."
personally. I just like these schmucks are still not producing their own show. They're double booking me, and it's like, out of politeness, either tell me not to come in or get me in and out before, or have me at least introduced a minute before.
Dude,
so
honestly, we
I can at
thought.
least say
Hold
hello
on, because we do produce our show. Secondly,
I didn't mean it like that. I meant generally speaking.
Secondly, we thought we thought we would get 15, 20 minutes out of Ken Burns. This is where we sit. You never know what's going to happen.
Hey, do you mind sticking around for a little while? Yeah, you're really.
Well, no, because at that point we wanted to continue with him. If you
course.
want to get into this, I'll get into this.
There is sometimes where Opie will say that, where it's like,
No, we don't do that anymore.
But not, yeah.
We knew he was getting the job done. The phones were lit. And at that point, 15, 20-minute segment with Ken Burns, where we decided we should probably go along with this guy. He's doing well.
I'm not saying it wasn't interesting. I'm saying.
And then I'm
There's
looking at
another
you
way-
like, crap, how do we...
You didn't need to have me here, is what I'm saying.
Well, but you know what? We didn't know that until it happened.
He's still pissed, man.
I was pissed. I left Sunday morning. I left all my friends, left the sunshine to fly here to come 3 days early to see my pals. Obviously didn't book any other meeting, because why would I if I got the best show in town on my
Thank you, sir.
schedule? What would be the point of like running around to other shows? So now I'm, got in my hand for 2 days going, what the hell did I come here for?
Wow.
In the freezing cold by myself in my lonely apartment. It was lame. I leave here at 9 a.m. with nothing to do. No one knows I'm in town.
Were you angry
Told everybody I'm
all
going to be on
day?
O&A, and I didn't even say hello.
Were you angry all day yesterday?
Oh, it was horrible. I never, ever get
That
like
makes me
that.
really happy.
I hate
That
that
makes me
side of me. I went to the gym from here and just beat a bag.
Anthony didn't even know you were here.
I don't blame it on
I'm
me.
blaming
I was
Anthony.
conducting an
Because
interview.
me and Jeff Ross had some eye contact.
You could have carried on a great conversation with
No,
Jeff.
yeah,
You were in position.
I even said before Ken Burns came in, I'm like, Ant, this is yours, man. You're a big war guy. You're really into this. You saw the documentary.
Out of respect.
We all jumped on your back and let you carry us, and it was your responsibility to work Jeff Ross into the show.
My God, look at how he's
right.
trying to.
And by the way, just for
Thank
the
you,
record,
Jeff.
you were half asleep during it.
What? No, it
You were
wasn't.
bored.
I'm not a big war guy, but I thought it was pretty interesting.
He was very interesting, and his letters are beautiful. At the very least,
You know what?
it's not like I'm here
Hold on.
promoting butt plugs. I made a documentary. There's a way to transition and go, Jeff, do you have a question for him? Jeff, have you guys ever met?
I'll tell you
Jeff,
this.
have you seen his movie? Anything at all to be a good host.
Do you have anything you'd like
Yeah.
to ask Bob Saget?
Yes.
I'll tell you this much. I thought I was going to be bored by the whole thing, and Anthony did a great job. And when he started talking, I really got into it. I thought it would be like, whatever, Ken Burns in and out. Some people will find it interesting, but he brought the whole audience
He's
together.
a storyteller. It's what he is. When I heard he was coming, I thought it was cool to meet him. He was very nice.
See,
He seemed a
And
little
why didn't you
gay,
make
but
fun of his hair in front of him?
I was so pissed
That's
off.
your-
I wasn't going
that's
to give
your
you
gig.
guys the benefit of a gem of my comedy. I was not going to interrupt to try to get a barb in.
See, Anthony, I'll say this for Ant, because Anthony is a big Ken Burns fan. It was like a long time coming getting him in studio.
I understand.
Ant loves him. And it was one of those things where, you're in a way, you're right about it. Is like when we got your friends here and you ignore it when the famous guy comes
Right.
in. But it's not... but it's not that. That's kind of the way the show is. It's not done to be scummy. It really is. It's like, well, yeah, you're Jeff. You're a member of the family. Like that's kind of the way it's looked at. Almost like one of our.
I respect
that's
that.
all that was. And you're watching Ant just conduct an interview with a guy he loved. I hardly said anything. Ant didn't know I was in the room. And I just watched him talking to Ken. And he was like, well, what about when you do this? And what about, like, Ant was like unloading all these questions he had been wanting to ask.
I was so worried about getting a good interview that I don't think I had it in me to go the back and forth thing where I would then turn my
Did you even
seat
realize
around.
that Jeff Ross was in the room?
I knew Jeff Ross was in the room, you instigator.
What's wrong with this seat? It could have had two of us here. So,
well, we don't like having two guys on the couch. It's a little
then
weird.
You should have moved me to a different time or told me to come a different day. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, and that isn't my responsibility.
All right, well, there you go. Work on that.
Well, also,
yeah, we'll do that.
I was taken for
Livid.
granted. I love you guys. I'll sit here and watch you guys do a show any day of the week. But if I'm booked, it's just like at least say Jeff's here. It was like you didn't even say I was a comedian. You were like Jeff Ross and Ken Burns, and then it was just like the last time you mentioned me.
That was it.
Embarrassing.
You know, I'm going to have to listen to some of that audio.
My family was listening. It was so embarrassing. I'm coming to town. I want to eat me from. No, I can't. I'm going right to O&A from the airport. I haven't been on it forever. So much to say. I'm so excited, and it's just like what?
If we could pull
Some
any
kid emailed
references
me.
we made
Some kid
yesterday.
wants to open for me at the Stress Factory, so he emails me. Very funny on the radio yesterday. I knew he was lying. I knew there was no way he heard it.
I want to hear any little references we made to Jeff yesterday during that segment and hear how insignificant
you'll
they
have
were.
to spend 5 years at the National Archives to find those references. Digging through the National Archives, we found an extra second on each end of the shot. Really? My hotel got hit with a mortar explosion, you queer.
Could have said this to his face there, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt the genius interview. Anthony never would have talked to me again. Oh, so when you pan across a picture, does that take... That takes a lot of skill. Ooh.
It's a technique that I appreciate and thought it was very clever when you have something like the Civil
War. It's called the
War.
Ken Burns effect there, Jeffrey Ross.
Oh, right.
And this is the Jeffrey Ross effect, an angry Jew. You are
steamed. I sound like Pat Cooper.
Really? I deserve respect.
Oh, God, I was so mad. I hate that.
You marched right out of here. And I went,
well, I didn't. Actually, I calmly put my coat on, looked around. There was nobody around. They were all like, and I was just like, I went out in the hall, took a leak, came back, everybody, I left.
I remember thinking,
what, am I going to walk around and go, thanks for the opportunity to listen to that close up?
I do remember thinking, I remember thinking at the end of the show, where's Jeff Ross? And I went, oh, well.
You should have thought that during the show.
I was like, well, it's my turn for a picture with Ken Burns.
I know. I was like, hey, could you sign my father's Christmas present?
Right.
I wanted to vomit.
Hey, where's Jeff? It's my turn for a photo op.
Yeah.
What could I tell you? It
Photo
happens.
with Ken Burns. You know what? You should get that photo and pan across it real slow. Here, Dad. Here, Dad. It has the Ken Burns effect.
No,
you made a documentary, so you should appreciate Ken Burns and what he does for documentaries.
Well, I would have appreciated with some...
He made it possible for people to watch documentaries. Before that, no one was watching these things.
I'm not giving him credit. He's amazing what he's done. I mean, he did so much for the Civil War veterans. He really gave them the respect they deserve. Nobody ever remembers anything about them.
Well, the families appreciate it. It was mostly World War II stuff we were talking about.
It was awesome. I'm not saying he's not awesome.
The Daughters of the Confederacy.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of fans, a lot of new fans from the Daughters of the Confederacy will be knocking down your door.
All right,
I'm just saying it wasn't polite.
All right, where are you going to be whining this weekend?
Oh, jeez, man.
Where's your plug? I don't even know.
Where are you going to be whining?
The Stress Factory tomorrow.
Stress Factory, Vinny's Club, Vinny Brand's
and
Club.
then the Improv in Irvine all weekend.
Well, you're only at the Stress Factory one night?
Yeah.
When? Tomorrow? Tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
732-545 ha 4242. Because Vinny puts a laugh in so you can remember. That's what you're supposed to do at the club.
Might change the number to wah wah this weekend. 732-545 wah wah.
You're even admitting I'm right. I thought I handled it pretty well.
I will certainly admit you're right, but we're in one of those situations that happens not a lot, to be honest with you. But when you know good radio, you got to continue with the good radio.
Perhaps I'm not talented enough to carry on a dual conversation.
As soon as I knew that Anthony had his back to you, I knew that was going to be a problem.
I'm not saying a dual conversation.
But you know what?
Take 2 minutes and go, Jeff, thanks for coming by.
No, the studio is not set up right. There are times
where... He gave me
where...
a joke plug as the show was ending. It was like...
Well, you know.
It is actually an awkward studio to do something like at the XM studio. It's just the nature of the way the console is. You have Ant all the way to the far left, and then you have an empty mic, and then you have myself, which a lot of people consider an empty mic. Slams himself. and then you have then a mic to my right, which is empty, and then around the kind of thing facing us is Opie. So it's actually to have 5 people sitting there actually kind of works like a bunch of guys at a round
These
table.
are all great excuses, but the point is,
it's true.
So come in at 7:30. I left at 9 and didn't say boo.
Wow, is it that long?
Yeah.
So what are you trying to say today?
I'm happy to be here.
All right, good. That's what I want to hear. Stress
I love
Factory
you guys.
tomorrow
I love
night.
you guys.
Jeff Ross.
Just, you know what it is? You get mad at somebody who you don't care about. It's like, who cares? It's showbiz. You walk out of here, you never go back. But when it's your friends, you go, really? Is this what that was?
Oh.
Sucked. That sucked.
But you're smart enough to realize we weren't.
Bad.
But you're smart enough to realize we weren't.
Personal.
We weren't.
What I am. Go ahead.
We weren't dissing you on purpose or anything. It was just one of those things, which sucks, and I apologize for that. But it wasn't
felt like you were taking me for granted as if I was here.
No, man. There are times that what happened to you happens for real because we're like, ugh, this guy stinks, and we got to focus over here.
Well, maybe I thought that too.
That wasn't that wasn't the case.
If we were a professional show, I would say that was unprofessional of us.
You are a professional show. It's time to own that and man up to that.
Jesus,
no.
Show's huge.
But we're hanging on by the skin of our friggin' teeth here.
Is that true?
Yeah, you conduct an interview with someone on the couch, and my back is to the comedian behind me, Jeffrey Ross.
I felt like I was an actual booked guest. Sorry. I realized I was stopping by with muffins.
Because of you, we're going to have the Jeffrey Ross effect. We're going to have to, redesign the studio.
I like that. It's a slow pan over my suicide note.
Your angry face.
Anthony decided not to do a slow pan to his left. No, not once.
I kept focused.
Anthony decided who was more important in the studio yesterday.
Don't even start that.
Well, only because I know he's a genuine fan. Like, if it was Ozzy sitting in that thing, I wouldn't care who was in that chair. I would just, and I've done it before. But I focus only on the couch.
Well, clear the room and make it work.
But you don't think of that. Like, and I've been in both. Again, I've been in both sides. Like, I've certainly been in Jeff's position before. I've gone into radio shows and you're like, ugh, Jesus, I feel kind of stupid just sitting here. It is embarrassing. But then being here every day, I do kind of see, like, once in a while it just happens and it's never any bad reason.
Sorry, someone is saying.
I am.
Someone is saying you had the best question yesterday.
Yeah.
Carl, go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to say. I have made a similar movie and gotten similar mail.
Carl, go ahead.
I'm not saying I want to conduct the interview. I'm not saying I'm as accomplished as Ken Burns, but I'm saying I'm sitting here.
But I'm booked. I kind of gave you a look like try to jump in.
Not my style. This is Anthony's interview. And honestly, like the times that I've been here with other huge guests have been the best times. Yeah. The Rock and stuff like that. Put me next to the guy. I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm not going to kill your mojo.
We thought
hold on. We thought you would be uncomfortable. That couch is not big enough for 2 guys. Yeah, no, I'm serious. For the most part, we do exactly what we did yesterday. But you know what? It might be kind
between
not
Ken
to do
Burns
that.
and his ego, the couch was full. Did his barber, was he here too?
I like the fact that he's now taking it out on Ken Burns.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so mad at him. I'm not going to watch the last 9 hours of his documentary.
Hey, Carl, go ahead. Jeff Ross in studio talking finally today.
Hey, Jeff, you asked a good question yesterday. You asked him, what can we learn about this war that we learned from past wars? And I thought that was very
That's true. Yeah, that was a good
question.
Yeah, so much for your great interview, Anthony.
I know. I missed that one.
What did we learn today? That Jeff Ross has better questions than Anthony.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, buddy.
I should have sat behind you and let you.
All right, we got.
It proves a bigger point that it was a very interesting guest. You did a great interview, Anthony.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just saying, there's another level there of just simple protocol of you're going to book somebody. I didn't ask. I didn't show up at the door and watch. I was booked. I had an agenda. And on top of that, I was really excited to come in. So the whole thing was
it's kind of like Letterman, though, when like someone gets bounced.
then they don't get
bounced,
on.
but
Then they don't get on. Then you leave me out there.
He doesn't bring the author on to just sit there
and then go, we would have talked to this guy, but we ran out of time.
We bounced you. We still brought you out on the couch, though.
So we'll have you back at a later date.
But no, that's a good point. Letterman does do that. Letterman doesn't, from what I understand, but Letterman has bumped comedians before.
He at least gives them a dinner and a limo for tonight.
But at least you're in the, but you are in the green room. Like, he does keep you for the whole hour, and at least Letterman would never book like the next day. Say, oh, sorry about that, just come back.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. Bob Saget's going to join the program. We'll try to make sure the time is equal between you two.
No, I'm good. It's all about Saget now. This is his night. I crashed today. I respect that. I have my moment. I love Bob Saget.
Wait, and we did acknowledge, by the way, I said, Steve, call Jeff. I need your numbers, by the way. I don't have them.
Right.
I said, Steve, call Jeff, because I that wasn't cool what happened, and let's make sure we get him back today. Let's leave it. Let's get it all on the table here, Jeff.
I'm not saying you're not good guys. You're great guys, and all.
We knew it was
true.
like a little weird.
I'm saying like for the 7 hours that I was walking around Manhattan in the freezing cold going, what am I doing with my life? It was a painful afternoon, which I hadn't felt in a long, long time. It was good for me. It was humbling.
All right, good. All right, Stress Factory tomorrow night, though.
732-545.
Maybe it did some good.
Ha ha.
And we're also playing Guess the Sound. We gave you some great material. You just killed for the last 20 minutes. You killed.
And I'm at the Improv in Irvine this weekend.
All right,
and then I'm probably going to go to Iraq next week.
Seriously?
I was so pissed off yesterday that I called the USO.
You booked a flight?
That I called the USO late last night and said, what am I doing with my life? Is anybody going away next week? So I'm waiting to hear back.
You just going to Iraq?
I'm not sure where I'm
Why don't you stop? I'll go with you.
Really?
No.
I'm
afraid of being beheaded.
People are pointing out that we gave
you
you the same treatment we gave Mike Rowe. Who was in when we never got to Mike Rowe?
That's right.
Who's Mike Rowe?
Dirty Jobs? Good friend of the show.
Yeah, we love Mike.
He comes in every time he's in New York.
Mike was just like, all right, whatever. Well, Mike had a longer time, too. He came in at like 6:30.
I forgot who it was.
And then he just...
Trying to remember, read on instant feedback or...
Chaz Palminteri and Springer.
Oh, yeah. He kept being bumped by other people. Jerry Springer and Chaz Palminteri.
We're in studio.
Oh, yeah.
And Steve Carell called.
Did you notice I was turning your mic down, too, yesterday?
No.
Oh, my God.
How would I know? I didn't talk.
Because you were breathing really heavy into the mic, and it was driving me nuts.
Oh, well, yeah, I got sinus problems.
Do you know?
Yeah, I was fuming. That was me fuming. Steam was coming out of my ears.
One more. Peter in, it looks like Jersey. Peter.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, is that that woman that tripped and fell on the clothes hanger?
Oh, wow. That
could be.
That was a story we did earlier today. Very good. Good callback. All right, sir.
All right, good.
Hey, where's the sound? Hey! We're trying to figure out what this is. Bob Saget is losing
I know what
it.
that is. That's when, after Jeffrey Ross left here yesterday, that's what he did to a lady in his hallway.
Ken Burns is making a documentary about it.
It's going to take 6 years to complete.
Oh, gosh. He sounded like the laziest. He's like, an assistant gave me these letters, and I sent an assistant to the National Archives. What?
Are you upset about something?
The guy makes brilliant documentaries.
All right, well, when I have 4 months to kill, I'll watch one.
You know, Jeff made a documentary, too. You know?
I know, I saw
You
it.
can't believe more people don't ask him about it.
That is the worst.
You were good in it, by the way.
Thank you. Patriot Act, Amazon.com.
It was about vaudeville, right?
Yeah.
Bob, that's all we need, another instigator.
I love Bob. He just likes to poke.
We're working together in Vegas. He's doing a
At the
half hour.
joint.
Yeah, at the joint, and he's going to do a half-hour complaining, and then I'm going to come out and entertain the people.
I do a warm down.
That's right.
I hear they set the mic up for you, and then he just gets behind you.
Well,
Sits there in a chair.
Well, they hook it up for me, but then he can't unscrew it to lower it for himself. I mean, it's about 20 minutes, just that. Why'd they have the mic hooked up for Saget? I can't. What do I need, a step stool for this?
Stop.
After you're,
Didn't they know I was opening? What the hell's going on?
After you leave the stage, they turn off the mic. You get to turn it back on.
When do you guys at the joint?
Sometime in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeff will try to change it. That day doesn't work for me. I got cartoons the next day. You got a bar mitzvah or something right after you do that, right?
Yeah, we can't hang out, but we'll do the one night.
I was telling Bob Saget off mic. I'm like, you're on a roll these days. He goes, I'm the star of the Drowsy Chaperone.
I thought you said you
I'm like,
have
no, I know that, but your career is rocking right now.
I have a wiener problem. I'm like Jeff, if you get me started on where I've been and how much I've suffered in the trenches,
Where do you see the show, fellas? Where do you see the show that he's in?
We were supposed to before he came in here, but I figured, you know what?
Strike is what happened.
Bob is a really good friend of our show.
I love you
Never
guys.
has
I
to
really
wait.
love you guys.
We love Bob.
You would never have cut me off like you did
Wait,
Jeff
but
yesterday.
our first meeting with Bob was not good. Our first time with Bob
that's true.
was
What happened?
bad.
It was on the phone. I was
on the
working
phone.
some hellhole, and it was a great place in Jersey. And I called in, and you guys, I was late, and I thought you guys were pissed at me, and you weren't. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe you were.
Bob thought we were. The show
We never really got to you.
This was years ago.
Yeah, no, I
we thought we were
remember.
douching him, and then I saw him at a
Same thing.
Caroline's
Same thing.
And for the aristocrats. I said, "Hi, Bob," and I talked about the Opie and Anthony show. He goes, "Oh yeah, those guys they blew me off." And I'm like, "No, they didn't." And I explained what happened, and then you wound up coming in.
And I saw you on the plane like the next day.
Yeah, that was
which
kind
was
of
really coincidental.
And I proved to you that I had my little XM tuner, so you knew I was listening.
Yeah, well, I couldn't really get a word in edgewise with the male stewardess that was trying to
Zoom
pick up on you.
Yeah, he knew that one day I'd be doing theater.
Wait a minute. Was I trying to take credit for our friendship with Bob, and then Anthony just stole credit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I completely stole credit.
No, Anthony walked through an airport with Bob Saget once, and he came back with a full report saying this guy can't walk anywhere
He
without
walked
being
through an
recognized.
airport. It's amazing.
They tagged me.
These people, and then he just drops the C-bomb on mothers with children.
Well, they're asking for it,
Of course
right?
they are.
They're mothers with children. No, that's not nice.
Let's give Jeffrey a chance to jump in here.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, God, now you're going to play that.
Jeff and I were,
Jeffrey, do you have
I
something to
saw,
say?
I saw the Drowsy Chaperone opening weekend, and it's phenomenal. Bob Saget is a star, and the best thing. Well, no, I mean it's an awesome show. But seeing Saget on a Broadway show doing a starring role is something that I'll never forget. It was very inspiring as a comedian, and I was really happy for him as his friend.
Hey, that's very nice.
And what is it?
What
the
can we
show
learn about this war?
The show is
From the
9
show.
hours long. It's like Shoah, the documentary about the.
There's some slow pans over your face.
Yeah, it's a bedpan over my face. Because I like that whole thing. I'm into that. I'm a scatologist. But this thing is it won 5 Tony Awards, which was and it was written by Bob Martin, who's a great comedian from writer, improv, brilliant guy.
I love getting a bunch of guys together and we sit and watch the Tonys and
Yeah, I know the people
drink and.
Did you see the
Chips, dips.
parody of the insult dog? Did you see that whole thing where he talked to all the people in the Tony line? It was really
I'm
red
sure.
Carpet. He was
I don't think I've
sniffing
watched the
people's
Tony
butts and
Awards
stuff.
show in my life ever.
I saw a great show last night. The Farnsworth invention. This thing with Hank Azaria. This great thing. Let me talk about my show.
Are you
What am I
Mr.
doing?
Broadway now?
I'm completely theater queer.
Well, I didn't know. Ken Burns had I actually didn't know that there was one piece of footage. It looked like a second and a half, but then somebody.
You know, a lot of people suffered during the Civil War. Was it Civil War? Or did you go into World War II?
All of them. He did all of them.
Civil War, World War II.
War of the Worlds.
They took 10 minutes on the Huey
Spanish
Long
American.
documentary he did in 1985. I wanted to plot.
He's doing a musical about the War of 1812. This guy does everything. It's fantastic.
He was talking about wars that haven't even begun yet.
Yeah. He did the North Korea movie. He's halfway through it. He's talking about projects. Seriously, he was plugging projects. He's like, our next one, it'll take 5 years. It was like,
Yeah,
that's what
Vietnam is going to take 7 years to do. And
Well, it took 35 minutes to complain about yesterday. I didn't even say, can I just answer what the Drowsy Chaperone was about?
Yes.
My producers are listening and stuff. And it's a 1928 fake musical written by...